Hello everyone, very good evening guys, very good evening to each and every one of you present over here. Hi guys, welcome to the live session only on the YouTube channel Unacademy Computer Science. So how are you all doing guys? How are your preparations going for GATE 2024 exam? How are you all doing? And yeah, did you people give that test yesterday? Like which was that mock test for your GATE thing? Did you people give that particular thing yesterday? So yeah, whosoever has joined the live stream now guys, just drop me a yes or hi in the chat box so that I get to know you are here and we'll be starting in for today. Okay, so what you can do, you can save to 60% off with just 6 months of free extensions for your GATE and ESE CS 90 subscriptions. Okay, so these batches have already been started. Your Prarambh and the Vishwas batches for GATE and PSC 2025 on 26. They have already been started on 16th of December. That was on Saturday. Okay. So still if you want to enroll into this particular one, you can enroll for these batches. Okay. Hey Kavya, very good evening. Very good evening. Welcome to the session. Okay. So in terms, we are having two different kinds of your batches which are going ahead. Iconic and the plus subscriptions. So the durations for these subscriptions are 12 plus 6 free months, 15 plus 6 free months, 24 plus 6 free months, right? That is how it is actually working in. So for all of your whatever the months are there for the course, you get 6 months free for that respective course. Okay. So what do you have to pay? You just have to pay the amount. Okay, you'll be getting up to 60% off onto these courses, and accordingly you just have to pay in the amount. So see, you can just use in my code which is SHA10 for getting in the maximum discount over these courses wherever you just want to like enroll and go ahead with those. Okay, very good evening RB. Very good evening RB. And all machine learning. I need all machine learning. Okay, PDFs you require. Okay, RB, I don't think so. I had a word with the team. I'll just try to talk to them once now, and then I'll let you know that how you can get in all of these PDFs. Okay. So this offer was only valid till 16th of December. You can use my code SHA10 for getting the maximum discounts for all over the same. Okay. So like see what benefits you get in term on the plus and in terms of the iconic. So for the plus benefits, those are available onto your plus and onto your iconic also. High quality printed notes, do not get that in the plus, but you get it in the iconic. One-on-one live mentorship, you do not get that in the plus, but you get it in the iconic. And customized route solving, you do not get that in the plus, but you get it in the iconic. So this is how the benefits have been divided between the plus and between the iconic batches. Okay. So this is only and only valid till 16th of December. You can just use in the code SHA10 and you can just go ahead with this and maybe take the part into this and further proceed in for the enrolling of your these courses. So the Prarambh batch, that is for your GATE and PSC 2025 for the CS and IT. It started on 16th of December. The language is Hindi plus English. It is going to be CS and that is going to be your batch number A. So you'll be starting on with C programming in the data structures and the computer networks. You can use in my code SHA10 for getting in the maximum discounts for the same. Proceeding with the Vishwas batch. So that batch is for the GATE and PSC 2026 CS and IT. This is also going to start from December 16th. It is going to be Hindi plus English, CS and the batch A. Okay. So the people who are going to take in the iconic subscriptions, all of those people will be getting these books delivered to their home within 15 days. Right. So I told you that two types of subscriptions. Plus and iconic, right? So in case you are going to take the iconic subscriptions, you will be getting these books delivered at your home within 15 days. Okay. The books will constitute of digital logics, operating system, programming and data structure, theory of computation, computer networks, database management system, compiler design, computer organization architecture, discrete mathematics, algorithm, engineering mathematics and aptitude. Okay. So nothing can stop you from chasing your GATE, CS and IIT dream. You can just get started with a no-cost EMIs and 0% interest onto the loan for as low as rupees 3,599 per month. So you get the approval in 2 hours, you get the minimal paperwork, and even you get the flexible tenures also. Very good evening, Harshit. Very good evening. So like I hope you all might have given this exam where you just get a complete experience for GATE 2024 exam. That is an all India mock test series for GATE 2024. So it is again going to happen on 24th of December, this upcoming Sunday. So here you are having up the QR code. You can just enroll from this QR code for the exam. This will better help you to get an idea that how is your preparation, what questions you are able to solve, what you are not able to solve, maybe what topics you have to focus more. Each and every of the analysis you will be getting from these kind of the exams, right? So you can just go ahead and enroll for these exams. Okay, perfect. Further, these are all the Unacademy learners who have already cracked out the GATE 2023. So fine everyone, just allow me a minute. Let me just fix in the, just a minute. Okay, yeah, perfect. Fine, so these are all the things which we had in terms of the things which is right away going on to the Unacademy. Okay, these are all the things. You can just have a look over the same, and in case you want to take any subscriptions, or in cases you want to go ahead and maybe take in those exams, you can just enroll for those exams. It's completely free of cost. Okay, fine everyone. So from today we'll be starting on with your unsupervised machine learning. Okay, that is what we'll be starting in from today. I would further let you know like what are the things we'll be doing under unsupervised. We have a few algorithms also which are listed like below the unsupervised learning also. So you'll be also learning and seeing all of those in details and all the things like that. Right, so yeah, that is our today's topic of discussion. But before that, I just want to ask everyone, guys, do you people have any doubts in case of whatever we have learned previously? Do you people have any doubts, any questions which you want to ask me out? Any doubts, any questions that you people are having? Okay, fine. So let's start in for today. So we are done with the supervised learning. What are the types of regressions, terminologies. We discussed about the linear regression, logistic regression in detail. Then we looked over the advantages and disadvantages. Now here comes all about our discussion of the unsupervised learning. Okay, we will be saying that what unsupervised learning exactly is. Okay, we'll be going through and learning about that particular thing into this class today. Okay, now what was happening in the supervised learning? Supervised learning, we were having up a label data set and we were working onto that label data set for getting our results. Right, that was what we were doing. Talking about your unsupervised learning, so see, unsupervised learning, what is this? Is a training of a machine using the information that is neither classified nor labeled. Okay, the information which is neither classified nor labeled, that we use under the unsupervised learning, right? And they allow the algorithm to act on the information without the guidance. See what was happening previously it was happening that you already have a data, right? You have to work over that data and you just have to work over that data, and onto that respective data only na you like have the clear idea that how does the tomato looks like, what are the features, what are the patterns of looking like the same, right? So what you do into the complete data, you just search out, okay, what is red in color, and you'll just very quickly see it is a potato, maybe tomato, right? That is what. Now under the unsupervised learning, you do not have these things. Okay, you onto your own have to sort up the information according to the similarities, the patterns, the differences, like, right, these all you have to do onto your own. Then you have to train in your like data, put up the test so that, and then you come up to a result about the that this is exactly what the particular thing is all about, right? So the unsupervised learning is that kind of a thing. Okay, unsupervised learning is completely in that respective format. So you don't have anything prior to your training of the data. You don't have any idea what is to be done. Okay, what are the patterns? What features do I have? Nothing you have in terms of into that particular unsupervised learning. It shows that you have a data and you have to work onto that data. Okay, so unsupervised learning needs a little bit more work, a little more information, right? It really requires of those things rather compared to the supervised learning. Okay, so this is what unsupervised learning is. It is the training of a machine using the information that is not classified nor labeled, and it allows the algorithm to act on that information without the guidance, right? So the task of the machine is to group the unsorted information according to the similarities, patterns, and the differences without any prior training of your data. That is what you get over here, right? So first of all, everyone, am I clear ki what unsupervised learning exactly is? What do you mean by unsupervised learning, guys? Are we clear with the same? Yes, tell me guys, are we all clear with unsupervised learning? Like what is unsupervised learning exactly? Okay, Harshit, whatever the rest, guys, I just request everyone ki whosoever is here in the class, whosoever has joined in the class, I just request you all, you please guys be active so that it gives me the idea also that you are like over here, you are like attending the classes and responding also. Okay, Shreyansh, fine. Okay, fine guys, fine. So now let's talk about that. Like we learned in the supervised learning that supervised learning is classified in two types, classification and regression. Okay. Okay, Kavya, learning. Kavya, unlabeled data is a kind of a data where like you don't have a kind of a label. See, let's say into my previous data when I was talking into supervised learning, I was talking about the labeled data, right? So what was happening in the labeled data? There you have something kind of okay, you have to figure out between cat and the dogs, right? So you are having even the labels that how does maybe like you have the labels about the dog and about the cat into your data, kind of black in color or maybe white color, these kind of the labels, right? Like how does it looks like, about the like looks of the same and the things like that you have under the label data. But here you don't have those particular things. Okay, you even don't have the labels into the data that what that particular thing is exactly talking about. So that all also you just have to figure it onto your own only. Fine, fine, Kavya. Clear with that? Okay, fine, perfect, Kavya. Right, so I was talking about the categories of unsupervised learning. Okay, so hey Vivek, welcome to the session. So talking about the unsupervised learning, so here we are having two categories of your algorithms. The number first is your clustering and second is your association. Okay. So understand that what is clustering. So a clustering problem is exactly like where you want to discover the inherent groupings in the data, such as your grouping customers by purchasing beer. See, clustering means to cluster, means to group up the data. Okay, it means that to group up the similar kind of a data. That is what clustering means. Okay, so it is all about ki, like you are having something in terms of maybe grouping the customers by purchasing behavior. Let's say I want to group up all the customers based on their purchasing behavior. Okay, let's say I want to group up all the employees based over their salary, right? So these are the examples where clustering will help you based over any particular criteria. It helps you to group up the respective customers or employees, or maybe whatever you want to group about. That is what clustering is. So clustering is known as grouping only. Okay, so based over any behavior of your data, you can just group up your data completely. And next we're having the association. So this rule learning problem is like when you want to discuss a rule that describe large portions of your data, kind of people that buy X also tend to buy Y. Okay, association is something, guys, let's say you might have heard ki, if a person is buying maybe iPhone, so that person also tends to buy Apple earpods, right? Or maybe Apple watch, right? That is something we just say, fine? So that is what comes under associate. Means that if a person is taking this, so this person tends to buy this also. So this is kind of a like that kind of problem, that if a person is buying this, so it might happen that the person will buy that also when you go into the bank. So what they do, first of all, in the starting, they just get your account opened. Then they have a lot of schemes, right? So let's say you bought any scheme of those people, maybe let's say you took any health insurance thing, right? So now what is being done, they are saying that okay, if this person has bought the health insurance, so that person also tends to buy maybe some other insurance, maybe some car insurance or something from that particular bank, right? So if a person is buying this, that person also tends to buy this particular free thing from that particular place only. This is what association is. Okay, this is what exactly association is. So am I clear with the clustering and association, both of the things, guys? That what clustering is and what association is. Yes, everyone, are we clear with what clustering and what associations are? Okay, Harshit, fine. What about rest, everyone? I just expect everyone guys to give me a few responses. In terms, I also get to know na, like you are getting the things. Okay, sure, Harshit. So, Harshit, association is something where we just say that if a person is buying this, that person also tends to buy other thing also. So, let's say, okay, let's say you took a particular okay, let's say you took a broadband service from any respective company. You took the broadband service, okay, or maybe let's say you took a Jio SIM from a company, right? Now you bought that SIM of the company which is Jio. Now what is the particular thing? It here in this particular association thing, it will go that if you are buying the SIM from Jio, you also can, or maybe you are interested to buy the maybe Wi-Fi of Jio also, right? That is what it is. Like if you have bought one thing, you also tend to buy the other thing also. In case like you can also buy that particular thing. Like what is the probability that you're gonna buy that particular thing also? This is what association is. Like if X they Y. Kind of, Kavya, kind of. Right, fine. So this is what exactly you get in terms of the association. If I am buying this, I also tend to buy that. Now clear with that, Harshit? What I'm trying to say, clear? Sakshar ma'am, can you suggest good book on data analysis? Okay, Sakshar, my own recommendation is ki, see, for me, O'Reilly is one of the best authors for your all the books, either Ticket of Faith in, or maybe the DSA or machine learning or data science, whatever, right? So in that perspective case, Sakshar, I would recommend you can just go with the O'Reilly. Okay, O'Reilly is an author. For that particular, you will just take a book for DSA. Yeah, that is one of the good books for sure which you can take in. DSA by Narasimha Karunchi, MTech by IIT Bombay. Okay, yeah. See, Sakshar, Harshit has also suggested one of the book. You can just take that also once. Okay. Okay, Mayuri. Okay, fine. See, listen to me out. Unsupervised is something. Okay. Remember, guys. We studied about the supervised learning, right? What did we learn into that? We learned that under the supervised learning, you are having up a data. Okay, that data is labeled, and you just what do you have to do? You already have the lot of kind of a data that you already have the labels made into your data, kind of. Ki, let's say you have to figure out like you are having up a lot of data, and from that data you just have to figure out that what is maybe potato and what is a tomato, right? You just have to find that. So what are you going to do? You will be giving that, okay, if you see something red in color, say that it is a tomato, and rest other you can say it is a potato maybe, right? So this is all what you are already given in the supervised learning. You just have to train the model in that particular way and work with that same. Right, now when I talk about unsupervised learning, so see, under the unsupervised learning, you just have to train the machine with the help of the information which you do not get as labeled, alright? And what happens, you have to find, you just have a unsorted information, like you don't have any proper patterns, you don't get similarities, you don't have any differences, right? So you just have to perform the machine, you just have to work with the machine, you just have to train the model to group the what are the unsorted information we are having based over the similarities or patterns or differences. You just have to group up all of that particular information, and the thing is that you don't have any prior training of the data. Okay, you do not have any prior training of the data. So training, you do not get that, you have to do that onto your own. In supervised learning, you were getting the training also, but here in the unsupervised, you do not get that training. Okay. So yeah, am I clear with the unsupervised learning, Mayuri? Okay, most welcome, Sakshan, most welcome. Yes, am I clear with the unsupervised learning? Okay. So yeah, we were talking about the clustering and association, right? Fine. So we already saw about the clustering. We already saw about the association also. That what is a clustering and even what is an association. We discussed about these two things, right? Now let's talk about a little bit of advantages of your unsupervised learning. Okay. Now see, one of the advantages is that you do not require any training data to be labeled. The very first thing, right? What was happening under your supervised learning, you have to label up your data. Without the labeling of the training data, you cannot work in the supervised learning, right? But when I talk about the unsupervised learning, so it doesn't require some training data to be labeled, right? Dimensional reduction can be easily accomplished using unsupervised learning. Absolutely right, it could be very easily accomplished, dimensional reduction. And the reason is that here you do not have anything in terms of that you have to train your model in this way only. Okay, maybe you can take 1 or 2 parameters and with that you can just work onto the model also. Okay. Next is capable of finding previously unknown patterns in data. So whatever are the unknown patterns into the data, it is capable of finding all of those unknown patterns into the data, right? So yeah, unsupervised learning allows you to find all the hidden patterns in your data. If I talk about the flexibility, now see, flexibility is something I would say that this unsupervised learning, it is flexible, right? And the thing is, because it can be applied to a wide variety of problems. There are a lot of problems into which you can apply the this unsupervised learning, kind of like your clustering, right? Your anomaly detections, right? Your association rule. So like see, these are the things that I'll be letting you know further itself. But yeah, for now you can just remember up the names. So these are a few places where like unsupervised learning is flexible, right? And can be applied to a very wide variety of problems. So there is no such kind of a restriction that supervised learning cannot be applied here or there, maybe like that. Nothing as of now. Okay. Next, when we are talking about the exploration, right? So unsupervised learning, it allows for the exploration of the data and the discovery of novel and potentially useful patterns that may not be apparent from the outset. Exploration, it is something that helps you to explore the data, and it even helps you to find down the useful patterns into the data, right? Maybe which you are not able to see from the outside. It will help you to get in a few features, few patterns like that from your data. That is what exploration is, right? So this is what exactly comes up over here, that you just have to work with the things over like flexibility, exploration. So it is flexible, like you just get a lot of options for exploration of the data, right? With the help of the patterns which might not be seen, which cannot be actually seen from the outside. You can't think of about those. So those kind of the patterns usually you get there. Fine. So everyone, am I clear with the advantages of unsupervised learning? Yes, guys, are we clear? Everyone just respond me in the chat box. Are we clear, all of you? What are the advantages of unsupervised learning? Okay. Now let's talk over what are the disadvantages. Right? Now, when we have the advantages of the unsupervised, we will surely be having some of the other disadvantages also of your unsupervised learning. So let's see what are the disadvantages. Okay. The very first thing is like it is difficult to measure the accuracy or effectiveness. Absolutely true. This is exactly one of the main disadvantages of your unsupervised learning. It is like very difficult for us to measure the accuracy. And the reason is due to the lack of predefined answers during training. Absolutely right. Because we are not given any predefined questions during the training or before the training or any kind of a thing. Right. So it is difficult to measure the accuracy or effectiveness due to the lack of the predefined answers during the training. That is what is the very first disadvantage. Right. It needs to measure the accuracy correctly, but it can't. And the reason you know, right? And just that is something which completely turn out to have the results which are having the lesser accuracy. So what a user will actually have to do. So user needs to spend this time interpreting and labeling the classes which follow that classification. Absolutely right. This is only what is the thing. Generally the user then it will take some time, spend some time, right, interpret the data, label the data according to the classes, then further the classification and other things can be performed in. Okay, that is something like which is one more thing about the things. Okay, now if we talk about what is the sensitivity to the data equality, right? What is sensitivity to the data equality? So see over here, like unsupervised learning, it can be sensitive to the data quality, like missing values, outliers, noisy data. For all of these things, unsupervised learning, it can be sensitive to all of these data quality. Okay, including a lot of things also. So that is what is like one of the disadvantage, sensitivity to data equality. Data quality, sorry. And last but not the least, we have this scalability. Okay, so unsupervised learning can be computationally expensive, particularly for large data sets or complex algorithm which can limit its scalability. So see, scalability, that is something like unsupervised learning, it can be computationally expensive, particularly for large data sets or complex. Absolutely, you know. Because when it comes about working with the data for your like whatever thing, whenever it comes about working with a large data set, right? So at that particular time, it becomes difficult for you to like completely go ahead, work with that data, discover a lot of patterns or relevant or useful patterns and work with them. It becomes difficult, right? So unsupervised learning, it can be like kind of a work with a huge data set. Fine. So that is something, but yeah, as the computation power is like expensive in terms of the scalability, so this large data sets or this complex algorithms, these all won't matter out, right? So here, like the thing is keep, you just have to be very punctual, very accurate while using up this particular algorithm into your complete like whatever the things you're gonna apply the data and everything. So everyone, am I clear what are disadvantages of unsupervised learning? Everyone clear with the same? Okay, fine, Umakant. Hi, welcome to the live session. What about rest, guys? Are we clear? Just drop me a hi, yes or no at least in the chat box so I get to know. Okay, fine, Kavya. Okay. So if you all are clear with the unsupervised learning also, I just want to ask a question to you all now. Differentiate between supervised and unsupervised learning. Differentiate between supervised and unsupervised learning. Just give me a few points which you think are the disadvantages between this like particulars. supervised and unsupervised. Just help me out with the same. Okay, Umakant supervised contains label data, but unsupervised does not. Right, absolutely right, Umakant. Supervised, it helps you to get in a lot of label data, but when you talk about this particular your supervised learning, so yeah, in that case it's not something like it already has that particular label data set. Fine, what about the rest? Are some more examples, guys? Sorry, not example, differentiations. Okay, Kavya, based on similarity in unsupervised learning was classified. Okay. Yeah, right. That is something. Right. Perfect. Similarity. Umakant supervised learn from its own. Right, that is also true. Umakant supervised learning learns from its own. So exactly. Sorry, unsupervised. So yeah, in that particular case, for the unsupervised, like whatever we are having in terms of the maybe whatever data we are having, right? So it is going to learn from its own data. Okay, it will be learning from that particular own data. Okay, fine. Right, next everyone. There are a lot of examples between the supervised and unsupervised. You can just help me out with a few examples more. Okay, Umakan ma'am are unsupervised and reinforcement are same. See, no, I won't say that particular thing, Umakant. No, not exactly. This is same, but there is a slight difference. Once I'll cover the reinforcement, then only I'll let you know about the reinforcement also. Right, like what we have under reinforcement and how does that exactly works out. I'll let you know that once we are dealing with the same. Right, Kavi, it is a continuous learning. Fine, everyone. Other example, other differences between the supervised and unsupervised. There are a lot of the differences. You can differentiate between the examples, right? You can differentiate on to maybe accuracy, right? You can differentiate in terms of like, yeah, there are a lot of factors to actually differentiate between supervised and unsupervised. And you know, like this is also something which is like quite very much important for you to learn about the supervised and unsupervised, right? Reinforcement is continuous. Okay, fine. Fine. So right. So see, we discussed about the supervised and unsupervised both. Right, we discussed about that what supervised is, what unsupervised is, what are the advantages of supervised over unsupervised and unsupervised over supervised. Right, we checked out both of these particular criteria. Right now, supervised learning actually consists of your classification and regression. That is what supervised learning has. And when I talk about the unsupervised learning, so unsupervised learning exactly has in your clustering and the association. That is what supervised learning has it, right, in terms of maybe working or going ahead. So these are two things which you have for your supervised and even for your unsupervised learning also. Clustering is a unsupervised learning. Right, clustering is a unsupervised learning and association is also in unsupervised learning. And regression and classification, those are your supervised learnings. Okay, yeah, perfect. Fine, everyone, fine. Fine. So, these are the a few differences. So, you know, under this unsupervised learning also, we are having up a few of algorithms that will not see in today's class, but I will be even seeing those particular algorithms in the further classes too, that what the algorithm is all about and what things you have under it. So, unsupervised learning is something, it's quite a very something different from the supervised, because, but rather, in the unsupervised, now the work becomes more. And see, the reason for work becoming more is that you do not have the prior training of the data, right? Based on the similarities, patterns, differences, based over all of these particular things, you have to train all of your data onto your own, and then you just have to work with your data. So, right, this is what unsupervised learning also constitutes. The process for the unsupervised learning is even longer as compared to the supervised learning, right? So everyone just confirm me, like, are you all clear with what we have discussed in terms of the supervised and unsupervised learning as of now? Are you all clear, guys, in terms of whatever we have discussed for the unsupervised first of all? Okay, Kavya. Okay, Umakant. ठीक है. Now, I just want you people, guys, that help me out with an example of clustering. I told you, right, that what clustering is. I even gave you one example which is mentioned over here, grouping the customers by the purchasing behavior. One example more I did give you. I gave you 2-3 examples, right? Now, I just want from you people that according to your understanding, let me know what do you mean by, like, what can be an example for the clustering. According to your own understanding, let me know what can this clustering constitute. What can come under clustering? What example can be done? And I just want everyone to please give me this example for clustering, okay? Just think of your own, just see into your real life and let me know. Any simple example. Just where you have to group up the data with the help of a label. Umakant, grouping the similar products. Yeah, right. Absolutely right, Umakant. Similar products can be grouped in. But even you can just give up maybe the condition on what basis you want to group. Right, for the similar products. Maybe about what you have to group, or maybe on what behavior you have to group. Maybe you have to group all the similar products based over the based over any particular ingredient which is present into those product or something. Like, you have to give up a behavior or maybe a label that on what basis you want to group in. Like in Amazon Prime, similar customer will be grouped to given specific offers. Right. So, see, right, absolutely right, Umakant, that is clustering. So, what it does, it simply groups are based over the people who have taken the Amazon Prime. Right. So, the behavior is my Amazon Prime, and what it is grouping? It is grouping up the customers. Right. The persons who have purchased the Amazon Prime, or the persons who have the subscriptions of the Amazon Prime, it is grouping those customers based over the Amazon Prime behavior, right? So yeah, that is a kind of example absolutely which you can take in terms of the clustering. So every time remember, just don't give that kind of that grouping similar product. You even have to tell that on what basis you are grouping that particular thing. Okay, always remember this particular thing. Fine. Next, further, everyone, what about the rest? All of you, give me example for the clustering. See guys, these things could be asked that you can be given up an example and you can be asked that, okay, like tell me whether this will come under classification, regression, clustering or association. It is what kind of a category, right? So there you have to describe that what a category is exactly. So for that you have to be clear that what kind of examples can come in clustering, and for that you just have to think onto your own first of all. So I'm just waiting for everyone to give me the responses. Give me an example for the clustering according to you, that what can be an example for the clustering. Think of, use your brains and let me know. And even I want the example for the association also. Okay. So think about an example for the association. Do let me know that what can be an example for the associations also. Yes, everyone, tell me about the association also. What can be example for the association? Okay, Umakant, association like ma'am, if a person buys bread, most likely he will buy milk. Absolutely right. Most likely right. It is true. Right. Right is right, Umakant. Fine. Okay. Fine. This example is okay. And I gave you one example of that Apple, right? That if a person has bought iPhone, that person also tends to buy the Apple earpods. Fine. Right. See, yeah, these kind of examples about your clustering and the association. So always make sure to be clear that what example lies under clustering and what lies under association. Every time they will not be using this term which is mentioned up over here, like the term which is tend. Okay, T-E-N-D. Every time they won't be using this particular term, right? What they will be doing is in terms of, they'll be giving you a kind of a statement, right? And then you just have to tell that what kind of a category it belongs to, either a clustering or an association. So there you just have to be clear that what association and clustering are in terms of their whole logic, not just in terms of their language of asking. In terms of logic you have to be clear with the same. Fine. It's okay, everyone. Okay, differences we learned about supervised and unsupervised. What can be the types? Examples for the types also we learned over. Okay. Okay, let me know, is there any similarity between supervised and unsupervised learning? Tell me, is there any similarity between supervised and unsupervised learning? Based over your, whatever you people have studied till yet, till over here with me, because it's been, I guess, 10 days since we have been started with the machine learning, doing a lot of supervised and unsupervised things, everything. So based over your learnings, whatever you have done, is there any similarity between this supervised and unsupervised? both have to ultimately learn from the training data, right? Absolutely, they both have to learn from the training data. Absolutely right. Right. So see what happens under supervised or unsupervised, whatever you take, you just have to train up your models. You have to work with your models and reach out to a respective result. That is what both of them are requiring, right? And even their ultimate thing is that they have to learn from the trained data. Either it is already trained or you have to train onto your own. Depends that it is supervised or unsupervised. But at the end, you have to work with the training data. You have to work with that. You have to find in the things from that particular, then you have to test in the things, and then you simply work about, right? So that is our process. And how does to apply the unsupervised learning? The process is again simple. You just have to import the respective libraries, then you have to maybe load the data set, do the data pre-processing, right? Do the cleaning of the data, visualizations of your data, right? And then you will be applying the machine learning model, right? They will be training up your data firstly, right? Then once it is trained, then you'll be testing your data, checking about your underfitting, overfitting conditions, right? All of these things you will be doing. And if everything goes well, then at the end you'll be finding up the accuracy of your model. That how accurate your result is. And if you are having up a good accuracy, so in that case your complete task has been finished up. So in between, always remember to check on your underfitting and overfitting conditions, because that is very much required in terms of your data to work. Okay, to work in terms of your data and to like further proceed in work with those things. Like it's very important for you to work on with the training data in terms of the underfitting and overfitting conditions also. Okay. So yeah, this is very much required in terms of working with those. Fine. So right, this is what unsupervised learning exactly is. So under unsupervised learning also, guys, to come up with a few of the algorithms, right? We will be seeing about all of those algorithms further detail in the classes. Okay. We will be going through, we'll be finding out the things and like all of those respective ones, right? So this is all what we'll be doing up as well further into the classes. So let me know, guys, do you people have any questions based on whatever we have discussed today for the unsupervised learning? Do you people have any questions over the same? At least say yes or no so that I get to know the things. So every day now we'll be coming at 7 p.m. live in the evening. Okay, so in the evening at 7 p.m. we'll be coming live every day, and we will be like going through right, and yeah, we'll be coming live every day. Okay, at this particular time at 7 p.m. in the evening. Okay. And we'll be further proceeding on with the unsupervised learning from tomorrow. We'll be going through each and every single algorithms, whatever we have in terms of your discussions and in terms of your complete syllabus of your GATE 2024 for DS and AI. Right, so if you just want to learn about the Python, you can just visit on the playlist section. There you have the complete Python, complete DSA, and maybe in next 4-5 days, machine learning will also get completed. Okay. I would very soon come up with the MCQ questions also. I'm just planning that from 21st or 22nd. Okay, so you will be notified about the same already. Okay, you'll be getting notified. Until the time the classes for tomorrow or have already been scheduled on the channel, you can just visit and just put that notify button on, so that once I go live, you can get notified about the same. Okay, so yeah, that's all what I had in for you people today in terms of the like information as well, and what extra I needed to tell. So like just for 2 to 3 days more we'll be going through theory, and we'll be finishing that very soon. And further proceeding on, we will be going with your MCQs question in terms of the type of the questions which will be asked up into your GATE 2024 for DS and AI. Okay, so do join regularly. Even do share these live stream with your friends, so that in case they want to join, they can also come and join in the sessions and get the best out of these sessions. Okay, so thank you. In case your people don't have any doubts, so thank you everyone for joining this class. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow same time 7 p.m. in the evening with some more new things for all of you. Okay, so in that case, thank you guys, and have a great evening ahead all of you. Thank you and bye bye guys. Take care.